Bullies attack black girl's little brother, unaware she's a martial arts prodigy. The first punch landed before anyone even realized what was happening. It echoed sharply against the brick wall of the schoolyard, a dull crack that made a few nearby kids freeze mid-laugh. Malik stumbled back, his small hands clutching his backpack straps as if they could somehow protect him. He was only 12, thin, quiet, the kind of kid who apologized when someone else bumped into him. "Say it again," one of the boys sneered, stepping forward. He was bigger, older, maybe 15, and flanked by two others who looked just as eager to watch. I didn't say anything," Malik stammered. "That's the problem," the boy shot back. "You never say anything." Another shove. Malik's back hit the wall harder this time. A crowd began to form. Not close enough to help, just close enough to watch. Across the street, a bus hissed to a stop, and stepping off it, unaware of the storm brewing, was Aaliyah. She adjusted the strap of her gym bag over her shoulder, her headphones resting loosely around her neck. To anyone passing by, she looked like any other teenager, tall, calm, with a quiet presence that didn't demand attention. But there was something about her eyes. Focused, observant, the kind of eyes that noticed everything. She had just finished a long training session, 3 hours of drills, sparring, and conditioning. Her muscles ached, but it was a familiar ache. A good one, the kind that reminded her she was getting stronger. As she crossed the street, something felt off. A shift in the air. Voices, raised, aggressive. Her pace slowed. Then she saw him, Malik, pinned against the wall, surrounded. For a split second, everything inside her went still. Then the world snapped into clarity. Her bag slipped from her shoulder and hit the pavement without a sound. Hey, it wasn't loud, but it cut through the noise like a blade. The boys turned. One of them smirked. "Look who it is. Big sister's here." Malik's eyes widened. "Aaliyah, are you okay?" she asked, her voice steady. He nodded quickly, though his lip was bleeding. That was enough. She stepped closer, her posture relaxed, but something had changed. Anyone paying attention would have noticed the subtle shift. The way her weight balanced evenly. The way her hands hung loosely, ready. The leader laughed. "What are you gonna do? You gonna cry or something?" Aaliyah didn't answer. She just looked at Malik again. "Go stand over there." He hesitated. "Aaliyah, go." Something in her tone made him listen. As he moved away, one of the boys lunged forward. Too late. He never finished the sentence. Aaliyah moved. Fast. Not wild. Not frantic. Precise. His arm was redirected before he even realized what was happening. A quick pivot, a controlled motion, and suddenly he was on the ground, staring up at the sky, confused. Silence fell over the crowd. The other two boys froze. "What?" The second one charged, angrier now. Aaliyah stepped in, not back. Another clean movement, a shift of balance, a controlled strike, not to injure, but to stop. He stumbled, gasping, clutching his side. The third boy didn't move. He just stared. "You," he muttered. "What are you?" Aaliyah exhaled slowly. "Someone who asked you to stop." The first boy groaned, trying to get up. She glanced at him, then back at the others. "I don't want to hurt anyone," she said calmly. "But I will protect my brother." There was no anger in her voice. That made it more powerful. The leader pushed himself up, his pride bruised more than his body. "This isn't over," he snapped. Aaliyah tilted her head slightly. "It is today." Something in her gaze made him hesitate. Then, without another word, he turned and walked away. The others followed, quieter now. The crowd slowly dispersed, whispers spreading like wildfire. "Did you see that? She didn't even try. Who is she?" Aaliyah ignored it all. She turned to Malik. "Let me see." He winced as she gently wiped the blood from his lip with the sleeve of her hoodie. "I'm fine," he said, though his voice shook. She softened slightly. "You don't have to pretend with me." He looked down. "I didn't want to bother you. I know you've got training and stuff." Aaliyah paused. Then she sighed, just a little. "You're never a bother." He blinked. "They've been messing with me for a while," he admitted quietly. That stung more than anything. "Why didn't you tell me?" I thought I should handle it myself." Aaliyah nodded slowly. "I get that." He looked up at her. "You're not mad?" She shook her head. "No, But we handle things smarter. Together. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Malik gave a small smile. That was kinda cool. Aaliyah raised an eyebrow. Kinda. He laughed softly, the tension finally breaking. As they walked home, the sun dipping low behind them, Malik kept glancing at her. Where did you learn to do that? He asked. Aaliyah hesitated. Then she shrugged lightly. A lot of practice. What she didn't say was how many early mornings it took. How many times she failed before she got it right. How discipline mattered more than strength. Later that evening, there was a knock at their door. Aaliyah opened it to find one of the boys from earlier, the quiet one. He shifted awkwardly. Came to say sorry. Aaliyah studied him. For what? He swallowed. For not stopping it. I knew it was wrong. Malik stepped closer behind her. It's okay, he said. The boy looked surprised. I mean, just don't let it happen again, Malik added. The boy nodded quickly. I won't. As he left, Aaliyah glanced at Malik. That was kind. He shrugged. You said we handle things smarter. Aaliyah smiled faintly. Days passed. The tension at school faded. The same boys who once caused trouble now kept their distance, and sometimes, they even helped break up arguments before they escalated. Word had spread, not just about Aaliyah's skills, but about how she used them. One afternoon, Malik sat on the steps after school, watching kids play. You know, he said as Aaliyah joined him, you could have really hurt them. She nodded. Yeah, but you didn't. She looked out across the yard. You don't need to hurt people to stop them. He thought about that, then leaned his head lightly against her shoulder. Thanks for showing up. Aaliyah rested her chin briefly on his head. Always.